I'm getting ready to reupholster these chairs, but before I do, I want to show you some ideas on how you can get this old sagging seat a little more plumped up and comfortable in the short term if you're not ready to reupholster. Stay tuned. Basically what we have here is a very worn out slip seat. Well, it's not a true slip seat. A slip seat's one that slips inside of a lip of wood. This just sits on top, but we call them slip seats or dining room seats, whatever, but you can tell it's really flat, and it has a webbing in here you can kind of see underneath here, and it's really stretched out and worn out, and the foam inside is worn out. Now, when I reupholster these, this is all coming off. We're putting all new webbing on it and new foam and everything. I'm going to show you some tricks you can do if you don't want to do that, but you want to get this back in position where it pushes and gives you more, comfort in your seating here. All right, we're going to start by taking this black bottom off. Okay, as you can see here, the webbing is all stretched out and it doesn't have any elasticity to it. In some cases, if you're doing it at home, you can take these loose on one side, one side over here and one side over here, and just pull them and re-staple them down. But they're not going to have the elasticity that they had to start, so they're not going to have that give. They're just going to be more of a webbing. I'm going to show you a trick that you can do that will push on these anyway. It's kind of like webbing in a spring unit to it to tighten that up and make it where you don't have to. If you've got a nice cover, then you can use the seat for a considerably longer time period. Now I've got this laying across some horses here in a way that where I can push on this, so you can see the idea is to get push in here like that. And you've only got this board here to work with. Now on the chair, there was room where I could take, a certain amount of space around here. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do as a temporary fix for this problem, and then I'll show you how the results turn out. Okay, now as you can see, I'm finding anything I can to fill this hole with that would be soft, comfortable stuff. It could be an old sweatshirt, some old foam that you can find, carpet pad, an old coat, anything you can kind of fill this area in with as much as possible. Put it in there. Kind of got that like that. And then take our board and we're going to screw it down in several places. Now, be aware of the screws you're using, because you don't want to use a real long screw. You want to use one that'll go through the board, through the other board, and really not come out much more past it, so that you don't set on it and feel like you got stung by a bee or something. Now keep in mind, this may not work on all chairs. If you've got a frame, and you may have a little frame area to work with, you may not be able to do this. And this is certainly not a long-term solution, because in a lot of cases, if you keep pounding on this thing, sitting on it, you may even push this out of it. So, but as a temporary fix, it's something you can quick do at home. If you've got some scrap plywood and some junk foam or clothing or something like that, it'll make it a little better seating for you at home. tell, this really pushed this up. And because this one was in such bad shape, it still has areas that around the board areas that are all broke down, and you can tell the difference in that there's something pushing up. This may not be the case in most seats that would do this with. And there's two things you can do. You can either, decrease the amount you have in here, or you can just let it break in. Maybe sitting on it a few times will kind of settle it down. But either way, this cushion is going to be a lot more comfortable than it was before.